Minute. Welcome to Lynn Cullen Live at pghcitypaper.com. Email your questions and comments to Lynn at pghcitypaper.com.
Oh, hello there. This is going to be fun. We're going to have fun for a change. Phat Man Dee is here, and she's always a good time.
I am thrilled to be here because you are a hoot as well.
Okay, so two hoots.
Hoot.
Hoot. Here we are. And Phat Man Dee needs no introduction, and if she does, I'm not even going to give her one. Do you think you need an introduction in this town?
Maybe not in this town. There's a lot of people who don't know who I am.
How would you describe yourself? You used to be, when you were bald.
Well, I'm a legend in my own mind.
Well, yes,
I believe my own hype.
But it seems to me when I first met you, you were more of considered like just this outrageous character. You seem a little mellower.
Well, when we first met, I believe it was like the mid-late 90s, and I was engaged actively in a poetry performance troupe in which I played cello, and we did a lot of performance art, and I worked with Sideshow Marvels.
Yes.
From Circus Apocalypse and Circus Ridiculous.
Yes.
And Circus Ridiculous is from San Francisco, and Bindlestiff Family Circus from New York, and locally Circus Apocalypse. And so, yeah, I was doing things like eating glass and engaging in the sacred act of fat chick fist mastication, wherein I would put my fist in my mouth and sing the American anthem. And that still happens sometime. Not the glass eating part. Oh, yeah. It'll mess up my lipstick. Can we save it for the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
stay tuned. I'm also a serious musical artist.
I know. I just thought of you as a chanteuse. So, no, we got to stay tuned.
You have small hands. You could probably do it, too, if you wanted to.
That's not a small hand. I can't get it. How do you get your fist in your mouth?
It's going to ruin my lipstick, but here
we
go.
No, don't. You don't have to do it now.
We'll do it at the end.
Okay, we'll do it at the end because your lipstick is good.
Stay tuned. Where's the camera? Where am I looking?
It's a little security camera right here.
I feel secure now.
Do you?
I do.
Yes. Well,
I do.
You're right. No harm can come to you, and if it does, there'll be a tape, so the perp can be caught immediately. Okay.
The people, the anti-liberal media that are slowing down the elevators.
Yeah, we decided that the elevators, you have to wait in the lobby here for like 5,000 years before an elevator comes. Meanwhile, on the other bank that serves the first 13 floors, they come every 2 seconds.
I noticed that.
Hey!
The bankers had no problems getting up to their floors.
You think it's all bankers?
That's my guess. Floors 1 through 13 are all bankers.
Are all their people of
money people?
And you said the people on the upper floors are probably thinkers
and writers, because this is city paper up here too. It's like all media people.
Up here, KQV.
Yeah, it's people that think and support music and thoughts and writing and
I think you
art.
might be onto something.
There's no money in that.
Yeah, tell us. Yeah. Okay.
Culture.
So. The last time we saw Mandy, she was a nervous wreck.
I was.
Oh, man. Because you were heading off for an entire summer in Europe. You had never been to Europe. You were scared out of your mind because you were just going. The idea was what?
Well, I mean, in February, I was my birthday, my 40th birthday, and one of my dreams, my whole life, has been to travel outside of the United States and meet other musicians and other artists and collaborate with them and, sing out of the country just because that's when I was young, I studied French and Spanish and music in 15 different languages, and I wanted to go meet the people, and you have to start somewhere, so I've always wanted to go sing in Paris. So, my friends were like, I don't know what you're waiting for, launch a Kickstarter, see if everybody else wants to send you. And I was like, and I started doing the math. I said, this is going to be like $20,000 to go, or $16,000, a lot of money to fly. Not just to fly, but I wanted to make a video project.
You wanted it to be ended up documented.
Yeah, I didn't just want to go it was fun, thank you.
You were doing art.
Yeah, I wanted to document, make video of me and my friend Christiana Dee, who's a local singer and activist, and she works at the Arts Council. She said, we live in the city of bridges. Why don't you do artistic collaborations on other people's bridges? I'm like, what do you mean? Just like go find like another musician and sing a song on a bridge? And she's like, yeah, why not? Take it to the bridge with Phat Man Dee. And I was like, all right. Sure, why not?
Good. So that's what
I did. A Kickstarter campaign. I did all the math. I was like, this is what plane tickets are going to cost. This is how much it's going to cost to stay in Airbnbs. This is how much it's going to cost to eat, to get around while I'm there, and this is how much I need for the video equipment.
So how much was it? How was it? 20,000 or something?
It came to like $16,200, and I raised $18,000 via crowdfunding. 318 fans contributed collectively over $18,000.
Are you sure some of those weren't fans and people just wanted to get you the hell out of the country?
Just go.
Yeah,
miss the plane.
I'll give her $1,000. Go.
I was happy to take it.
And we hear that you traveled on the Russian airline Aeroflot, which I said is a sure way to not come back. I mean, that is not yeah.
Well, I flew Air Berlin out, and while I was in, I flew Air Malta to go to my cousin's wedding in Malta.
Air Malta? You had a cousin getting married in Malta?
I do have I had a cousin get married.
Place Malta.
It's south of Sicily. It's a little island.
I was going to say it's like near. I was thinking Cyprus, but no, it's
near Cyprus. It's in that area. It's
where the Maltese Falcon came from.
I guess it. I didn't see any pictures of the Maltese Falcon.
No. All right.
Well, the Maltese people are beautiful, though.
Are they?
They're all golden. They're golden because it's so sunny there. Everybody that I saw was like this beautiful shade of gold. It was stunning. And the language is crazy. It's like half Sicilian, half Arabic, they've been conquered by everybody.
Oh, sure.
So they have a little bit from everybody. And it's just I had a blast.
So, oh God, I don't even know where to start with you. Okay, so you go. You were nervous because you've never traveled overseas.
I was scared. Yeah,
and you were doing this thing that was sort of unformed. I'm gonna find musicians on bridges.
It was like a reconnaissance mission. So the purpose was to have something to do. So shoot video on bridges with people, but then how to meet the people. So in cities where I knew musicians already, who I've been friends with for years, I made sure to go there. Like I have friends in Berlin, and I have had a friend in Paris, and I had friends in Munich, and but there were other places that I went where I didn't know anybody. Like I didn't know anybody in Amsterdam, and I didn't know anybody in Venice. And I didn't really know anybody in London. And I didn't know. So I would just go to cities that I could find like a jazz jam session. Because as a vocalist who sings a lot of jazz songs, that's a common starting point.
Music. Yeah. It's the universal language.
Exactly. Right. So if somebody, they don't speak any English, but they speak Russian and German, if you still say, let's play Summertime, George Gershwin, they'll understand that. And if you tell them what key, they'll understand that.
Cool.
So you sing the song, you can't communicate, but so that's how I met people, and I was like, hey, you want to join me on a bridge? Just come on, meet me at this bridge. What's your favorite bridge? Let's go there tomorrow morning. I'm in town for 30 hours.
How many?
It worked about half the time. I mean, half the bridges that I went to, it was just myself on the bridge singing. But other times I got like this beautiful belly dancer in Rome named Wonderful Ginger, who's danced with me. We're editing that footage right now on the newest bridge in Rome, the Ponte della Musica, and it's this beautiful.
What are you kidding? It's the Ponte della Musica?
Yeah.
Like the Bridge of Music?
That's what it's called, yeah.
You're kidding.
It's beautiful. It's this white, totally modern structure, completely unlike anything you would expect to see in Rome. But I also in Rome had already known a musician who I met when I did a show in San Francisco in 2009, the Burning Man opera that I did. So Daniele, he lives over there. And so he and I performed one of the songs from the opera that we did together on the oldest bridge in Rome, this, 1800-year-old Ponte Fabricius. And it's this tiny little ancient little bridge, footbridge.
That the Romans built.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he was Roman,
Well,
so I
it's
was
like-
singing
yeah,
with a
right,
Roman
right.
on a Roman bridge.
Jeez. Okay, so you went to Russia?
Just for a second. I didn't actually step out of the airport.
But what were you telling me about the gift shop there? I like
Oh, the
that.
gift shop was horrifying. So many beautiful things, and the one thing, I really wanted was this bright pink T-shirt with Putin's image, like heat screened on the front, like one of those thick 70s style, like a little bit of glitter T-shirts, you remember? And like it was like really thick and rubbery kind of.
Oh, God. Not comfortable to wear.
No, not, and it's bright pink, and I couldn't read how much it was in rubles. It was like 1,000,000 rubles or something. So I asked the lady, I said, hi, can you tell me how much this is in euro or American dollars? And she said, for you, 150 American dollars.
For a friggin' T-shirt from the 70s with Putin's ugly...
It was, I was sad. I wanted to buy it, but I couldn't bring it home.
Do you think for you 150, I mean, for somebody else it might have been $10?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think if
Why do
I
you
had
think she didn't-
been Eastern European, I think it would have been. If I hadn't
What?
been so obviously American.
You think you're obviously American?
Oh, yeah, I'm fat and loud, yeah. Yeah. What is it? There was a one comedian in Scotland, and she and I became great friends, Ashley Story. She, what did she say to Tommy Amoeba? We were enjoying
Tommy
the show.
Amoeba is her husband.
Yes,
Okay.
my husband Tommy Amoeba and I joined another show during the Edinburgh Fringe. I was already part of one show. I was part of Chaz Royale's Best of Burlesque, Chaz Royale and Betty Delight's Best of Burlesque show. And my traveling companion, who was my videographer, Smokin' McQueen, is also, in addition to being a co-video student with me at Filmmakers, he is also a boylesque entertainer. So
Boylesque.
Yes, so he's a male
Okay.
burlesque dancer.
Okay.
And he was on America's Got Talent, and he's delightful and has lots of fans. So he got us some real fun gigs. He got us the Best of Burlesque in Scotland, like a 10-day run. And
Wasn't
he got-
Scotland neat?
Oh, God, it was
Did
beautiful.
you like it, Edinburgh?
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
And the
I felt like
Edinburgh
I was-
Festival, how cool that you were part of that.
It was amazing. It was 3,000 shows happening simultaneously.
I know. The Edinburgh Fringe Festival is like the place to be.
Well, geographically speaking, architecturally speaking, it's almost like being in a Harry Potter novel.
Yes, exactly.
Like
It
I
is.
expect to turn
Well-
down Diagon Alley and see somebody, like fencing dragon eggs or something.
Well, did you see the little pub where she wrote?
I did, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I was
the
there
elephants
too.
or something.
Yeah, that street. I was on that street too. Right. You can see where.
Tommy and I took the most terrifying pedicab ride in my life down that street.
Why? Because
There was a show we were with the group we were performing with was the Best of Burlesque was happening under a larger production company called Assembly, and so as Assembly Gardens artists with our little Assembly Gardens passes, we could go see free shows. Anybody that was doing an Assembly show. So I saw this wonderful South African gospel choir called Tshwane Gospel Choir from South Africa, and I saw this really beautiful singer named Legato Chocolat, but he wasn't performing in the gardens. Like we had all these, I was in a Spiegel tent, there were other little temporary
it's just
structures.
all over the city.
But his show, even though it was an Assembly show, was actually at the University of Edinburgh. So it was past that place where J.K. Rowling wrote the thing,
Yeah.
and then
Up,
up, and
up,
then
and
down,
and up.
and then
It's like San Francisco there. It's
and
like
this strong Scottishman in a kilt with a bicycle and a little seat in the back said he would give us a ride because we were running
up those
late.
hills. They go up.
It was amazing. He was amazing. People were taking our pictures because we looked so ridiculous because we're in costume ready for our show. But we wanted to go see this singer because we heard he was beautiful.
What'd you guys look like?
Well, Tommy was in his silver space suit. And I wasn't in my gown, but I had my makeup done.
Uh-huh.
And I had like a big fuzzy coat on.
So you two look like quite a pair.
Yeah, apparently we stood out a little bit. So the comedian, when Tommy was cheering on the act for one of the earlier shows we got on, church called the Church of Malcolm, she had a thing. She said, "Are there any Americans in the house?" And nobody raised their hand. And she looked straight at Tommy and said, "Oh, you can't be telling me you're no American. You're bright, silver, shiny, and you scream every 30 seconds."
Well, why didn't you raise your hand?
Oh, well, I was backstage. I was ready to go on.
But
I was
why
singing
didn't
background.
Tommy own up to being an American?
He doesn't like confrontation.
He thought it would be confrontational.
Well, and also he came up to
Well, he
dance
doesn't like
later in
comedy.
the
He
show.
walks around in a silver spacesuit. I mean...
He's a complex man, my
Yes,
husband.
I know.
He's a complex man.
Does he work for the state?
Oh, the county. He's a web man for the county.
Right.
And he writes his own code. Do we have to pay a royalty for that?
No.
Okay, good.
Less than 30 seconds.
Okay, good.
Oh. Marky wants to know what your favorite city was of all the places you were at, or don't you rank them?
My favorite city, I have to say, it was Edinburgh or Berlin. I had a lovely time in Berlin, which as a Jew,
I was going to say,
very surprising to
excuse
me.
me. I was going to say, as a Jew, you fell in love with Berlin? I would break out in hives the minute I crossed the border. I'm sorry, I would. Throughout much of Europe, I get hives.
It was a little intense, like you don't like. I mean, I'm 40 years old. Like I wasn't alive when all of that went down. So like, but you read the stories, you go to the presentations, you know what happened, and they haven't changed the sound of the police sirens.
So it still has that same. Well, all over Europe, they think they sound like that.
It's horrifying. But
Yeah.
the city of Berlin, specifically the people of Berlin,
Yeah, nice
are
people.
fascinating. Like the guy who put on our show was this old friend of mine from the circus who's moved to Berlin. His name is Scotty the Blue Bunny. And he's a 6.5 foot tall, I might be like 2.2 meter tall, professional blue bunny, and he's a performing artist, a comedian, a singer, and he wears this blue spandex
Bunny suit.
onesie bunny suit with these very tall glittery spandex ears and these like killer heels, and he put us on for a show, and he just invited his friends to come to the Chelsea bar, and the people were so excited. They loved every moment of us. And the jazz scene was killer. The musicians were great. Like I went to several different jam sessions.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is known for. I mean, that's where the Beatles went and got their start, isn't it?
It's
Not
a-
that they're
it's a
jazz.
wonderful
It's a
city.
good music.
Yeah, it was good music and great.
And we're not
players.
talking papa.
No, it was serious players. Really serious international scene. Like I met this one Israeli pianist named Yuri Ginkel, who was fabulous, and I met this Italian bassist named Antonio, who was great, and the horn player Roman. There were just some great players, really great players. And the guy that I sang on a bridge with actually wasn't a jazz musician. It was an old friend of mine. Because the night of the jam session was like the night before we left town, so I couldn't meet them and put them on a bridge in time to get them. But I did get a bridge shot of me and this medieval bagpiper named Stefanos di Panoptico, who used to come here to go to the Pensic War and play for the medieval people up in, wherever that is, up 322. So Berlin, very, very, very wild scene.
So you were over there for what, 2 months?
Almost, yeah, like 7 weeks, yeah.
So now, how are we going to keep you here? You're going to want to go back.
I am going back. Yeah, I'm definitely going back.
You think we're going to keep, like crowdfunding you? Huh?
I
Are you
hope
gonna have
so.
to do
No,
this on
I don't
your
know.
own?
I might. Well, no. The point was
What?
to go to and meet people who could afford to bring me back. The point was to go and meet people that liked my art enough to say,
to maybe invite
to
you
book
back.
me. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
what do you
working on a
think?
couple things, and
Cool.
I don't want to be too premature and announce them publicly, but I am in a couple different conversations with different people about stuff in May, and I'm definitely going to take my show to the Edinburgh Fringe someday.
Again?
Yeah. Well, this year I was in somebody else. I was in two people's shows.
But you want your own show there.
Church of Malcolm, and I was in the Best of Burlesque, but I want to go back with my own show.
How do you get to do the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh?
You just set it up and do it. It's completely unjuried. You can do anything
Really?
you want.
So
yeah.
anybody can come?
You could go. You could go do a Lynn Cullen, but you have to book it. So there's two ways you could do it. There's the free Fringe, where you just make a deal with like a local pub or a local
to
let you perform, and they keep the bar sales and you keep the tip, and it's free to get in, and you pass a hat. And there were well-established celebrities who did that because you make pretty good money at it, and you don't have to pay any overhead. All you have to do is pay to get into the Fringe Festival Guide, which I think is like £400 or something, which is like 500 American or 525 American. It's a lot of money, but then you're in all the publications and people can look you up. So, or you can do it the way the two shows I was in was doing it. Was one of the show he paid, I think, equivalent of $7,000 American to rent a space from 5:30 to 7 o'clock every day for 23 days solid, and then he keeps 70% of the door. I think he lost his shirt. It was a brilliant show. He got some nice write-ups.
But he didn't make any money.
Oh, no,
He lost money.
Probably. But then the Best of Burlesque show, I think they paid $25,000 or $30,000 for their space.
So you are, for people wanting to see your show, part of what's come out of this sojourn, right?
Oh, yes, next Wednesday.
Guys, next Wednesday, in 1 week.
In 1 week, next Wednesday, I'll be performing at Mr. Small's Theater, and I'm actually going to have some of the artists who joined me on Bridges performing with me. I have, from here in Pittsburgh, before I left, we shot video of me singing for the belly dancer Maria Hammer. Her level 1 belly dance students are going to be performing. And then we also have Mo Seeger. Mo Seeger is a brilliant jazz poet and musician, and he's from the United States, but he lives in Paris. Mm-hmm. He's been living in Paris for the last, decade or so. And so he comes, he's been in town in Pittsburgh and doing shows in New York. So he's going to perform with the musicians that I've booked. I've got Donna Davis, High Priestess. Donna Davis, really amazing piano player. Tony DePaulis on bass. JT Smitty Smith. And I heard a rumor that Tony Campbell might be coming to sit in as well with Mo. And then, so my musicians are going to play for me and Mo. So it's going to be very musical, lots of poetry. Oh, also my videographer, Alistair Smokin' McQueen, will be performing one of his numbers as well.
But there's video,
and we're going to show video. Yeah, and throughout the evening we're showing screening. It'll be the first time we've ever publicly screened, so it'll be a world premiere screening of video shorts of me collaborating with jazz musicians, with gospel singers, with dancers, and all over Bridges in Europe. We have Bridges that we're going to show from Munich and Paris and Rome and Edinburgh, and I can't remember them all. There's a lot. We have at least 8 or 9 videos we're going to show.
So this is at Mr. Small's. You know where that is, right?
It's a
in
free
Millville.
show.
And it's a free... Well, unless you're under 21.
If you're under 21, it's $2.
You know, I've never seen that before. So everybody over 21, it's free. If you're under 21, you have to pay. I've never seen... Yeah, but... Under 21, they don't have any money. Well, because
they're not going to buy any liquor. Well, their parents will buy them something.
Oh, so Mr. Small's... I see.
So they're not charging... Mr. Small's, through its Creative Life Support nonprofit, makes their theater available to local artists to do a show
circumstances,
for free. Right. So I don't have to pay their normal, whatever it is, to rent the room, $1,500, $2,000.
You just have to get the audience in who's going to drink their stuff.
Yeah, but they don't... Yeah. There's no... Like, if only 50 people show up, they're not going to be like... Whoa. You know, they book out whoever's going to rent the room to the national acts, and then when they have some dates left over, then they let local people, really, if you want to do a show. So I don't have this $2,000 weight hanging over my head. They provide a sound person. All you have to do is just invite people, and it's free. And then for everybody that shows up, that pays a ticket. So if whoever shows up and gives them the free ticket or registers online for the free ticket, anybody can get in. But if you've done that with the ticket, then whoever you go to see gets $1. So one of those $2 from the under 21ers is going to go back to one of the acts, whichever one you went to see. So they give me 100 free tickets, and they gave Maria Hammer 100 free tickets. They gave Mo Seeger 100 free tickets.
And if those tickets come back to them with the people, there's money to be had for you. Otherwise, anybody can just walk in anyway.
Absolutely, yeah. You can just show up, and it's just a free show.
That's next Wednesday, starting at 7 p.m.
Yes, doors open 7, showtime at 7:30. Lots of videos, live performances.
Mr. Smalls.
And they have a restaurant now, so you can eat.
Oh, you can eat, too?
Yeah, nice restaurant.
That's totally cool.
They've completely remodeled. It's crazy. If you haven't been recently, it's stunning. Absolutely
Really?
stunning how much work they've done.
If you've never been to Mr. Smalls, I mean, come on.
It's a converted church. It's a converted church owned by Mike Speranzo and Liz Berlin in Millvale.
And you know Liz
beautiful.
Berlin, right? Liz Berlin with
Rusted Root.
Totally
And
blanked.
her own, her own
and
band.
her own stuff, yeah. So
Drowning
that's cool.
Clowns is the band she shares with her husband. And she also, her son, I'm performing at a benefit for one of his film productions. He's doing a steampunk zombie movie in November.
There's
So
people are doing so much stuff. You know,
it's
there's
crazy.
something.
Pittsburgh is not. It's crazy how much is going on.
I know it
It's
really
wonderful.
is. It really is. This town is just, and you know, some of it's crazy and not going anywhere, and some of it is genius. Right? There's like genius stuff going on.
It's amazing to me. It's like at some point I looked up last week and I was like, Pittsburgh has become the place I've always wanted to live in. Like there's something amazing happening.
Well, don't you think you helped create that environment?
If I could be responsible for a little piece of it, I'd be happy.
Well, I
but
think you
it's
did because you were
definitely
out there
a group
before.
effort. Everybody, I mean, I'm not responsible for the salsa music, and I'm not responsible for the Indian dancing, and I'm not responsible for the hip hop scene, and I'm not responsible for the dance scene.
But you introduced Pittsburgh to, you were not a normal looking person, and what you were doing.
So I was bald with pigtails.
She was bald and had pigtails. And she did wild things.
Those things still happen.
And they
we just
still
didn't
happen.
Have cameras back then.
But I mean, I'm thinking even the Pittsburgh Opera.
That was a while ago.
But that was back then the Pittsburgh Opera to entertain their high-toned, highfalutin contributors and donors, right, at their big gala. They had you entertaining them on a swing hanging from above the stage.
That's the power of the Pittsburgh Public School program, though, because they had me singing all French cabaret, and the only French I learned was through Mademoiselle Tauriac at Alderdice.
Cool.
You know, so j'ai étudié le français, et je peux chanter en français, parce que je connais une grande belle dame qui s'appelle Madame Tauriac.
See, I took French and I only understand Parsica because the great lady, what'd you say? The great?
La belle dame, la grande belle dame.
Grande dame. Because the great lady
big, beautiful
taught me.
lady, taught me.
Taught me. I vaguely understood that, and believe me, I didn't have a great, beautiful lady teaching me. I had Mr. Fan from Hong Kong, and let me tell you, he couldn't even. My name was Lynn Miller. That was my name. And I was staring out the window one day, bored out of my mind, and I vaguely heard coming in my ear, Renmer! Renmer!
Oh, no. Oh.
I'm not kidding. Renmer.
Oh.
And that was me, Lynn Miller.
That must have
So
been very
I finally
difficult
tried-
to learn how to speak a foreign language from somebody that
Couldn't
pronounces
Yeah,
things.
right. So that's what I'm saying. That's why. If I learned French at all, I learned it with a Hong Kong accent. Because he had a serious Hong Kong accent. I don't know.
That sounds difficult.
It was difficult.
It's not too late, though. They have Duolingo. Are you hip to Duolingo?
Because you know what? I can't. The older you get, the more self-conscious you are. I never learned how to do that French R. I don't know where it comes from.
It's very similar
I
to
can
the
gargle.
Hebrew. The Hebrew.
No, I can do that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So it's a lighter kind of.
Yeah, like rien, no, rien. Yeah, it's like.
So you're doing it back there.
Yeah.
Rien.
Yeah, you got it.
Did I do it?
Yeah, you just did it.
Rien.
Rien.
That means nothing.
Nothing.
Doesn't it?
Yes.
Rien.
Rien.
But then I start sounding like I'm gargling. It's got to be a lot
That's
less.
what the French sound like. They sound like they're gargling, especially if they're Parisian.
Okay.
I loved France. I had a wonderful time, but they do sound like they gargle.
They do.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Best looking people, other than the Maltese.
I don't know. The Dutch were gorgeous.
Yeah, the Dutch are. What's with the Dutch? They're all 6'2",
And they kiss
blonde,
you 3 times.
gorgeous, and they kiss you
3
mwah,
times.
Mwah, mwah.
Well, it's because they have to walk up all those steps. I thought I was going to die. The Europeans don't believe in escalators, elevators, or air conditioning.
Or ice cubes.
No ice cube.
No, it's hard. So
It's
you
very
were really
difficult.
roughing it, huh? Yeah, it was rough.
I mean, I don't think I was roughing it because when I think of roughing it, I think of traveling across the country in a school bus.
Conestoga wagon. How
Well,
about that?
or I was thinking a school bus that doesn't go 45 miles an hour that smells like dill pickle juice and cigarettes and foot.
And you've been there.
I've been there, so
Yeah,
that to me
okay,
was
all right.
rough.
Yeah, that's rougher.
So
There's no
this
doubt
way, I
about
mean,
that.
we had plane tickets and bus tickets and train tickets, and I mean, I had to schlep boat tickets. You know, most of it was either I was on stage or on a bridge looking pretty and doing the thing, or I was screaming, running, schlepping things.
Now, you were telling me before the show started that in order to get home, she loses her cell phone at Heathrow Airport in London, and ends up though getting home because you said you were on your way back home, and then you said, so I flew to Moscow.
I did, yeah.
And I said, wait a minute. That's not how you get home from London.
It is if you buy your
You do
tickets
not
there.
fly to Moscow. That's like absolutely you're going in the total. So you went to Moscow on Aeroflot
yeah,
where the wings actually flap. I'm just being obnoxious, but I don't have a lot of faith in.
It was, I mean, it was
So
fine.
you had to go to Moscow because that's where.
That's where their hub is. So
And
instead
then
of flying to like Chicago or New York, you fly to Moscow.
So you went from London to Moscow.
Yeah.
And then Moscow to.
To Dulles, to Washington, D.C. I marveled that I live at a time where you can catch a direct flight from Moscow to Washington, D.C.
How long did that take?
I
That'd
don't
be
even
rough.
remember.
Oh, that'd
It
be
was a
rough.
while. It was a while.
That'd be rough.
I watched like half
And do
of
the
Game of Thrones, like on the.
Dubbed in Russian?
I could have gotten it. No, I got the
Yeah.
English version. You could
And-
choose.
And do they. What's the service like on Aeroflot?
It was great. I mean, like the food was great. All you could drink vodka.
Oh,
Or maybe it was red. I'm not a drinker, so like I didn't have any. But my companion, who was tired of me crying and screaming the whole way from London to Moscow because I left my cell phone in the charging station.
He or she got drunk.
He got drunk. Yeah, he got blitzed.
drunk.
Yeah,
He was
I
good.
don't blame him. It's fine.
I wouldn't blame him either.
That's fine. I was like a shaking mess.
Okay, so
But I can't complain. That's the only thing I lost the whole time. The whole time I'm traveling with thousands of dollars of camera equipment and sound recording equipment, and I can't complain. The only thing I lost was my cell phone, and I lost some poems. Unless I wrote a poem for the people and mailed it to them, which I did several times. For like the bagpipe player in Berlin, and for this beautiful burlesque dancer named Lou Sapphire.
Oh.
Flaming pasties on his
Flaming
derriere.
pasty.
Yeah.
Flaming pasties on his derriere.
Yes. He could twerk it like nobody's business. He's in Ipswich. He lives in Ipswich, the UK.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out how to get him here. Like get it like Lou Sapphire, like Lucifer, and he's a fire burlesque dancer. Get it? Like ha ha ha. He's adorable. He makes me happy in places I haven't been able to reach since 1996.
Excuse me. Say that sentence again.
I said, he makes me happy in places I have not been able to reach since 1996. A flexibility thing.
I see. So first I thought you were talking geographically. Then I thought you're talking...
No, physically. Just
Physically.
Like, yeah, it makes me happy in places I can't reach.
Gotcha.
I mean, actually, it's not true. I take belly dance classes and I stretch a lot. I'm actually pretty flexible.
I took belly dancing once
I would
a
love-
million years ago.
I
That
wanna
is
see that.
impossible.
It's
It is
not.
so tough. I never found. I don't know where that muscle is.
You can. There's 4 muscles. There's several. It's
Oh my God, you can
lower,
do it.
upper, middle.
Wow, you can do it.
I study in Bellevue.
I wish you could see this. It's rolling.
There's no. I mean, I could stand up.
Stand up and do it. It's rolling. Okay.
Oh, okay. Can I take the shirt up a little bit here?
Okay, wait. We
give
came over
Ganesh a
here, so
little
you're
show.
on. Okay, there you go. Here,
Okay.
wait. Wow! But that's hard. Look how you're thinking.
I mean, I don't have to think. I can.
You can. I love it. Wow! Wow! This guy's dancing.
It's Ganesh. He's the Ganesh.
He's the
Hindu god of-
Hindu god of the elephant Hindu
yeah, he
god.
pushes troubles out of your way.
There you go.
Yeah.
Great. You are, yeah. So
I study in Bellevue. You should come to class.
I can't.
Every
tried.
Tuesday
I
we get
can't-
together.
And you've got. I know
You're
you've got-
younger than some of our students. You could totally come.
Yeah, well, all right. Okay.
Tuesday nights in Bellevue at Dance America with Maria Hammer.
You got to get to a gospel rehearsal.
I do. I'm in gospel choir. Yeah, I sing with the Leamington Chorale.
Oh wow.
With the under the direction of Pastor Derek Tynes. You know Derek. Derek Tynes?
I don't know if I do.
He married my husband and I, so that's my personal connection to him. But he's an openly gay black minister here in town.
Wow.
And his mother, Bishop Thelma Mitchell, runs a church called the Church of the Living Waters in Clareton. And their practice of religion is radically inclusive. That's their thing. They're radically
love
inclusive. And I explained
So
to
yeah,
him,
they've got you.
yeah, I mean, they know I'm a Jew.
Doesn't matter.
I sing the songs and I stay on key and I worship the Lord. You know, I've told them, I've said, you know, my view of spirituality is that I think a lot of different pathways lead to the Lord, and I don't know that they all agree with me, but nobody is personally trying to like beat me over the head with the Bible and get me down on my knees to accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I'm happy to worship Jesus with them. He makes them very happy. I have no qualms with Jesus,
Me either.
so I'm happy to sing for him.
Yeah.
As long as they don't mind that I have a Hindu god tattooed on my belly. And
Well, yeah. I remember I once went to a Presbyterian church here in for a Christmas pageant or something, and I'm sitting in the pews with a friend, and the choir starts up, and I'm looking at the choir, and who do I see in the bass section? A guy I know who I work with on some Jewish boards.
we can sing.
And I thought, what are you singing here? But you know what? In the synagogue I go to, there is a choir. And I was stunned to find out that those guys up there singing Hebrew and all that kind of stuff are not necessarily Jews. They're just great singers.
And we did a Hebrew song for a big presentation earlier this year. Somebody brought in a Hebrew song, the one that I didn't know, and we had everybody in the choir learning how to sing it.
Well, you could help with the Hebrew.
I did, yeah. I had to help with some pronunciation, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I know you have to go.
Sure.
And we have to... Wednesday, Mr. Smalls, how do they get a ticket so that you get that and come with a ticket, although you don't have to?
If you go to...
Sounds like she doesn't know.
Well, if you go to the MrSmalls.com
There you go.
website...
There it'll be.
And look for Wednesday, October 28th, there will be a link there, I'm
Okay.
sure.
All right.
You know how to register for the free ticket.
Okay.
But again, you can just show up.
Just show up.
Just come. I
What
mean,
a
I'd
show.
like the $1, but we also pass a tip hat, so you could contribute or not. I just want you to come and see the stuff.
Okay.
Because we're going to sing.
I know, but I got news for you.
We have to go.
You're going to sing now with your fist in your mouth.
Oh, okay.
All right. I didn't forget that.
Okay.
Get over here, right in the middle here, and I'll back off.
What song would you like? I normally do the American anthem.
You mean the Star Spangled Banner?
That's normally what I sing, which was very popular in Europe, by the way. People really enjoyed that.
Go ahead, go for it.
Okay, well, here, let me get a little. Oh, God. Oh, what did I do? Oh, no, this was a terrible idea.
All right, you're okay. Are you tangled?
I'm totally tangled. Oh, gosh. Oh, my.
Oh, dear.
My aplomb. All my carefully girded physical presentations. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay, so.
Okay, well, it'll be fine.
Yeah, but it's going to.
We'll deal with this on the break. It'll be fine.
Oh, you poor thing.
It'll be fine.
Is it heavy?
No,
is it pulling?
It'll be fine.
Okay, here she goes. Under duress.
That's fine. Just try to look all right. Okay. This is the sacred act of fat chick fist mastication, and I am praying for the good of the universe and our country. I am an incredibly patriotic American, and I believe that the future is now, and this is how I have prayed for the beauty of our times.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, man.
I'm a serious musical artist. I don't understand why I don't get.
That was amazing.
Did you like that?
That was. How did you get that in your mouth?
I just.
And all your lipstick did come off.
It's okay. It's Mary Kay. Rich
and
Fig.
And
I
that
have
fell
some.
out without.
Yeah,
so
I caught it.
Your
Yeah, I'm
hair's
fine.
Still
Yeah,
there.
I'm good.
Oh dear God.
You can. It's just just.
Yeah, but you had to work it into the. Hat! I got a big mouth.
It was the 90s, I mean, we were...
Well, there it is.
There was...
Thank you. That's more than enough of an explanation.
Yeah,
it was the 90s.
It was the 90s.
What are you going to
do? I don't know. It was just... Bush was getting ready to get elected. Desperation was in the land, and I didn't know what I could do, but I could put my fist in my mouth and sing the American anthem and pray for change. Some people vote for Obama. I did that too. It just different pathways to success. It may not be fisting your face for everybody. That might not be the answer for everybody.
Right thing,
but it was for me.
And we loved it.
Did you?
You were the best. I mean, that is
I
the
get
best.
A lot
and
of,
I've seen you do a lot of stuff, but I had not seen that.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I get some flack about it from some friends of mine that are like, nobody's gonna take you seriously as a musical artist. And I'm like, I have 4 CDs out. I don't know what to tell you.
That you can sound that good with vibrato and all that stuff. And what were you doing? Were you doing something with your uvula back there? Because I mean, you were. I would vomit. I mean, because you're way back there.
I like a lot of horn players.
Reflex.
A lot of horn players. There's so many
trombone.
great horn players in town. And, you listen to Eric Lawrence and Tony Campbell and Reggie Watkins, and you're like, Robbie Edwards. You're like, I could get that tone if I could just, I don't actually play the horn. You know,
You got it.
But I can't imagine what would happen if I like went to go sit in at like a jam session. You
And
know, like,
stuck your fist in
and
your
it was
mouth.
like, okay, we're doing Softly as in the Morning Sunrise. Here we go. Like, that's never gonna fly. Could you imagine rolling into James Street, sticking my fist in my mouth? Listen, I am playing James Street day after Thanksgiving. If you want to come,
okay.
That's gonna be a nice gig.
I won't be.
You won't be here.
Day after Thanksgiving, James Street.
And the day after Christmas.
Okay.
That show's gonna be off the chain.
Where?
We're doing a full jazz band and burlesque dancers. We're gonna do a holiday extravaganza.
Where's that gonna be?
Altar Bar.
Okay.
Altar Bar the
Maybe
day
I'll make
after
it.
Christmas, and I'm gonna have Macabre Noir, Lita DeVargas, Lilith DeVille, and Kat Delac. And then my jazz band, you know, I'm going to have Donna Davis and Tony DePaulis, Smitty and Reggie Watkins, and like live, lush jazz arrangements for like the best dancers in town. Like internationally celebrated, locally based burlesque dancers. Holiday music, Sugar Rum Cherry, The Grinch, all that. Mr. Heat Miser.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Heat Miser. I'm a rapper. I was like from one of those claymation shows in the 60s.
Jeez. Do you see how much fun she is? And she said, this is free on Wednesday.
Free.
God
It's
dang
free.
it. Okay, God bless you.
God
you
bless
got to go do your
I
gospel
do.
stuff.
I do have to go praise
I'm
the
sorry.
Lord.
Big hug.
Love you, Lynn. Thank you so much.
Man Dee, Phat Man Dee, back from Europe.
Yorp.
And we don't need a break. We'll just keep going. You know how to get out of here, okay?
I do. I'm getting a selfie with your producer.
Okay, you can get a selfie, and we'll just keep going for the little bit of time that's left here. But we had to get.
I'm sorry. I ate your whole hour.
I love it. Goodbye. Oh man, what a. You know, she's ours. I love her. Phat Man Dee, ladies and gentlemen. Such a sweetie, too. She's such a good soul. She's got such a big heart. Oh, God, I love her. Okay, let's see. Where are we now? William writes about her rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Hey, she didn't get any words wrong. She's better than many professionals. Very funny. I thought it was delightful. And Robert is reminding me that today would be the 69th birthday of what Robert says is one of the greatest radio hosts of all time, worldwide, much less Pittsburgh, Uncle Dougie, Doug Hirth. You never heard Doug Hirth. Well, you missed something. He like Phat Man Dee was a oneer. No one like him. No one like her. Self-produced, and I worked with Doug for many, many, many years, and yeah, there's a lot of people who miss him. I know you guys all miss him so much. So Robert says, I still feel sad knowing that he never had the opportunity to do what you're doing. I have to tell you something. Lawrence Gaines, also of blessed memory, who was Doug's producer and mine for a bit, he tried to get Doug to realize that there was life beyond AM radio. He tried to pull Doug in to that possibility. And, Doug was, there's a reason he loved the oldies, right? He was the new he was not comfortable in this future. He's one of the last people I know to get a computer. I don't think he ever had a cell phone. You know? He just couldn't see it. So he would have been 69 today. And Robert says, he's smiling down on you and another popular Pittsburgh radio talk show host that he helped mentor in the 90s, Mark Madden. And he did. I mean, and then, Robert, you're missing also. There was a whole bunch of us that were really, Bruce Kyden, may he rest in peace. Myron Cope, may he rest in peace. Phil Music, may he rest in peace. John Cigna. Well, Larry Richard and Bill Hillgrove are still with us. But all those guys, except Cigna, passed through WTAE AM where I was. I don't know that Cigna was ever there. And Robert says, in closing, I want to thank you for keeping alive the flame of personality-driven radio that you helped ignite during your days at TAE Radio, as well as keeping alive the flame of one of your legendary colleagues that's had such, dare I say, positive, funny, and comical influence for so many years. Happy birthday, Uncle Dougie. And then he says, I got to go work out at my gym. Or in this case, to honor Uncle Dougie's signature song he played at the end of his shows. Hello, I must be going. I came to say, I must be going. Oh, that's the cutest song. Groucho Marx. Do you know the song? Hello, I must be going was... and I'm blanking on which of their movies it's from. It is a riot. And Doug, because he was a genius at radio, he had that song to his own. I came to stay, I must say, I must be going. I had why am I not remembering it? Damn it. Cute. Happy birthday, Doug. All right, what else we got for a little bit of time? Man, Mandy's a hard act to follow. So right now, Hillary Clinton is undergoing... You think you got a hard day? I was thinking that, actually, when I was driving here. I was thinking, I got this to do, that to do, blah, blah, blah. I'm a idiot. And tomorrow, tomorrow I'm not here. I got to have surgery tomorrow. I'll be here on Monday. I got it. And I thought, oh, God, I'm having a rough day. And then I heard how Hillary Clinton is going to be grilled by those SOBs on Benghazi for, they think, as much as 10 hours today. 10 hours. How do you get through a day like that? But, of course, Hillary is in a better mood since Joe Biden did the right thing and said he would not run. And I think that probably was very hard for him to do for many reasons, his own ambitions. It must be hard to give up something that was a dream in the back of your head for a long time, this sense of I could be, I should be, I'm capable of being, to get as close as he did, but not to attain the presidency. And also to not, I think even harder part of it might have been that he did not honor his dying son's plea to him, which was to run. And that would have been the toughest part. But I think without a doubt, he made the right. So here's what I want to talk about real quick. Ryan It looks like he might be able to pull this off, that enough of the lunatics are saying, all right, we'll vote for you. However, I was thinking about how he's offered this job, and then he comes down with this list of demands. All right, I'll take it, but I will not do all that fundraising on the weekends, which comes with the job. I will insist that I will be home with my family every single weekend. I will not do this. I will not do that. I will countenance nobody trying to get rid of me in the course of my... And I'm thinking, do you know, it's like... Wow. Well, I mean, he was bargaining from a position of great strength, since all the people he's bargaining with have publicly said he's the only person in the entire Republican Party who can help us now. So if you got people begging, then you are in a position to make demands about what the job will entail. What is interesting about this is the biggest thing for him is the family thing. He has 3 relatively young children. I think they're all under the age of 13. And he really enjoys being a father, and he's serious about being a father. So he has, throughout his career, get this, nice work if you can get it, had 3 days at home. His family stayed in Janesville, Wisconsin, so his kids could have a normal life. And on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, their dad came home. So in that regard, he has not been a normal politician. But the reality is that in his politics, he does not support allowing others to have that kind of flexibility in their lives so that they can parent as well as work. He does not support measures that would guarantee paid family leave. However, he does support, listen to this, raising work requirements for those receiving welfare. So a woman, let's say a single parent, struggling, trying to be a mother to her children in a difficult environment, he doesn't help her at all. But he does care about his own life, personal life, and work life balance. That, for him, is something he will negotiate. But even the Republican women in that caucus that he will lead, many of whom are young and are representing Western states, they don't have the same deal. So there's something I haven't quite crystallized all my thoughts about this, but there's something about white male privilege here. Women ask for this kind of thing a lot. My family, I have a family. It's rare for a man to do this. But when a man does it, nobody blinks. When a woman does it, this is why women get a glass ceiling. Well, sorry, ladies, you just can't be both. You can't be the wonderful parent and be the CEO. Well, here's Paul Ryan saying, I'll save your friggin' asses, but I will be with my family, and this will be on my terms. Nice for him, but it's interesting that he doesn't in any way see that as something that others with less clout and with fewer resources should have as well. Republicans, fucking assholes, okay? And we end with this. Oh no, I can't play it. You've got Hello, I Must Be Going. Somebody sent me. How do I get that on? We don't. My computer doesn't have sound. Huh? There's no way I can play that. Anyway, it's from Animal Crackers. Hello, I must be going. Damn. Well, can we get the lyrics real fast? Oh, yeah. Let's do the lyrics, and then we'll go. And wish me well tomorrow with my... it's a minor surgery, but with all the surgeries I've had, I don't consider any of them minor anymore. And you know how much I love going into a hospital setting, and that is where I will be. And it does involve anesthesia, and it makes me a wreck. Okay?
You want me to read them?
Yes, with great feeling, please.
Okay.
Here is, and then we must be going.
Hello, I must be going.
No, I don't hear you.
You don't
that's
hear
'cause
me.
I don't have my headphones. Go ahead. Hello, I must be going.
First, I would like to take a bow for Harpo and Chico. Hello, I must be going. I cannot stay. I came to say I must be going. I'm glad I came, but just the same, I must be going. For my sake, you must stay. For if you go away, you'll spoil this party I am throwing.
You'll spoil this party I am throwing.
I'll stay a week or two.
I'll stay a week or two.
I'll stay the summer through.
I'll stay the summer through.
But I am telling you.
But I am telling you, I must be going. Totally off key. God! I wish I could sing. At any rate, hello. I must be going. See you Monday.
Lynn Cullen Live, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and archived at pghcitypaper.com. The opinions expressed on Lynn Cullen Live are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the viewpoints of Pittsburgh City Paper, Steel City Media, and its advertisers.